Yeah, power to the people. Notes 82. I need y'all to listen real close to this. Pay attention. They'll never catch me slipping. Hands in the air, these cops is really on a mission. Cams on the dash, don't give a fuck about your feelings. Stand your ground, law, you see that shit is meant to kill us. Power to the people, look, you slinging, then I'm pitching. Words from my soul, I got an illmatic vision. Big had a dream, Pac really caught attention. Time to give it up, you see the flow is still different. Friends plotting chicks, you see I had to make decisions. Came from the bottom, look, the curve is just my vision. Concrete jungle like Nip, I'm more distinguished. Give the people truth and then they'll rip your soul to pieces. Time to give it up, I see the hate is more contagious. Really not concerned cause your mind is more vacant. Lies being told like we still segregated. My give it up vibe, no peace, I'm about to take it. Yeah, where y'all at? Power to the people, stand the fuck up. We about to riot out here. They doing us wrong out here, man. What you gonna do about it? You gonna stand up? Reality hits you with something about political issues created to get you or leave you on your block with this pistol. Tear through your tissues, won't even shed a tear when they miss you. Society's issue, send us overseas with the missiles. It's time for a breakthrough. Time to take the chains off our ankle. The system can break you. Free because our people was labeled. Dishonor can change you. Have you with the gun at your navel. Now he's disabled. All because it's mental is hate you and sipping his Grey Goose. Rather have the mind of an angel. Visions are able. Seems like every cop is unstable. These bullets can take you and wonder why there's blood on your table. The family can break you, leave you in the coma unstable. They ready to face you. Find out that your brother did hate you when life was a cradle. We'd rather live our lives in the sable. Nothing can break you unless you want the Father to take you. So tell me why we gotta die. Tell me why we gotta cry. Where the fuck y'all at? We need to stand up for what's right out here. Yeah. Back to the message at hand. My message, my plan. Bring the streets together. One mission, one stand. I'm really from the ghetto, but a one-man band. I'm all about the struggle, but it's time to give it back. Time to give you truth. Time to give you real. Black Hill Ave. I'm with Nico. Where's your stoop?
Yo, what's good, Jeeves? I can't hear you, my brother. There you go. Still can't hear you. Let's see.
I can hear you.
There you go. We good now. It finally came through. How you doing, my brother? How everything?
Doing great. You?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Definitely it's a new day, it's a new experience with all this craziness going on in the world. But what makes it great is the music. The music always
Absolutely.
So
need to do music in terms of like kind of relaxing, and when you're an artist, you got more time to create. When you're in lockdown.
Yeah, and I think being an artist, it takes it takes a lot of time and effort to get a little focus, but technically we're on lockdown, so being inside, we should use this time wisely and utilize it to make this music and do what we do and express ourselves in the way that we can.
Exactly. When you got a home studio, you have the freedom of, you know, like dropping vocals anytime you want, as opposed to having to worry about like which studios open, because a lot of them would be closed, you know, in a lockdown. And, you know, of course, you save a lot of money, you know, just recording at home.
Yeah, definitely. So how you been holding up during this quarantine COVID-19 situation?
Been finding the time to songwrite for my next albums, gathering all the beats as well for my second and my third albums.
Okay, so you got your first album out now.
Not
So
out yet. I'm trying to drop it this month.
trying to drop it this month. So you actually been working during this COVID-19 situation and dropping that music, that album this month.
Yeah. It's just one track that's taken forever to like mix and master because of disagreements, but I would just want to work with people who are accessible and you can meet with them in person as opposed to people who don't really like get back to you or don't communicate with you properly. You don't want to do business with those kind of people.
Definitely. I definitely understand that, especially when it's your creativity at stake, and being able to communicate and work with an individual is very important, or individuals is very important. So
Exactly. You want business as like the acts most professional. It's like getting things done for the artist right away in a convenient manner, as opposed to like not communicating with them properly. And then when COVID-19 strikes, they can't go in the studio. So it's kind of like the governor orders them, they're not supposed to work.
yeah, and there's always ways around stuff because you can't get to the studio to collab with them, but they can definitely do what they need to do in the studio alone. A phone call, some type of video chat or something like that always helps. There's always ways around doing what you need to do in communication and staying safe.
100. Now, right now though, it's you know businesses like that are non-essential are like slowly reopening. But if it's less than like 10 people and you keep like a reasonable distance, and there shouldn't be any problem, just going to the studio, meet up with the engineer for a mixing mastering session.
Yeah, definitely. So, where do you reside at?
Northern Virginia,
Northern Virginia. Oh, so you up
the
north?
DMV,
Yeah, you're very close to, I guess Baltimore, right? That's what it would be.
one
Uh,
hour away, rather.
yeah, that's definitely not close. Well,
But I came up to Baltimore growing up for Orioles games, so I consider Baltimore like a second hometown for sports teams I root for, just because of the Orioles. Support the Ravens too, even though I'm a Redskins fan.
so, how long have you been doing this music thing?
Started rhyming when I was 15, and this is 15 years ago, back in the ninth grade.
Oh, so you're telling your age right now? Ah, I
Yeah,
got
I'm 30, so it's kind of like that cutoff age where you want to break in, drop your first projects, and then the younger you are, the better, the more longevity you have, or the better. I feel like it's a young man's game. Period. Like hip hop.
you. Yeah. So you was a contestant on the Ryan show for the next big thing. How did that go for you?
Great, I won it.
You
That's
won it.
all I can say. Yeah.
So Mr. First Place, that's who you are.
Yup.
Yeah. So do you have your go-to type of music that you listen to when you're getting ready to actually write, or something that's inspirational to you that helps you get into that mode of creativity?
Based on everything I've listened to up to the point and whatever the beat sounds like, which artist it reminds me of, like that's what I want to emulate.
And then you had you were rhyming for LL a couple of days. It was a couple of days ago or last week or something like that.
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Freaking awesome. You spit to one of your idols and one of the greatest of all time. I'm a diehard Cool J fan.
Yeah, he's definitely the GOAT for real. He's been around,
I'm,
and he could drop some music tomorrow and people would tune in and listen to it.
exactly. He's one of my influences on me, and I feel like him at times when I spit.
So let's see. I got a question for, well, I don't got a question. I actually got a challenge for you, right? Because we're going to
Yeah.
definitely get into your song in a little bit. But I want to know if you could spit a hot 16. Can you freestyle? Do you freestyle?
All right. See if I can do it off the top. Just something like totally new, not rewritten. Trying to hear?
Yeah, whatever you got.
All right. Yo, Pete. First time I be spitting on WAMS radio. What you want to hear is that freestyle flow from your boy Jeeves beat. You already know I'm out in the 703. And that's for sure the DMV area code representing, because you know Jeeves B trying to get some dead presidents in. That's a reference to Hove. You know who that is? Jay-Z, Rockefeller, y'all.
All right. Okay. Now, I want to. What is your ethnicity?
Oh, I'm Indian American.
You're Indian American.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's definitely cool. So with Indian Americans, or even just like the culture itself, how does you being a rapper and artist and putting out hip hop music get looked upon by your peers?
They like the fact that I try to be different from a lot of artists like out there today, and don't be like the mainstream, rather be like, you know, the old school guys, the underground guys, like straight up lyrical. I'm not trying to be like a pop star or a sellout.
Okay, so you feel that your flow is your flow, and you stick to what you're true to.
Yup.
So we won't hear a mumble rap from you.
Hell no.
Nah. Definitely not, right? So what we're going to do,
Nope.
we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to get into this. We're going to get into your track real quick, right? And what we're going to do is I'm going to have you introduce it. Okay, hold up. I'm going to have you introduce it, and then we're going to play it. So go ahead, my brother.
It sounds good. Can't wait to hear my track on your radio station. Cause you know, it feels like you playing that stuff on Rock Nation, and that's another whole reference. And when me on your radio station, I feel like I'm trying to earn some more dead presidents. Another little freestyle there.
All right, so we're about to get into this track, y'all. We come back, we're gonna talk some more.
I knew this been a long time coming. Been one drop shit, yo, love to hear. Go a little something like this. Yeah. 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 When they wanna know, they just ask Jeeves. When they want that flow, they just ask Jeeves. When they need that dough, they just ask Jeeves. Holla at your boy, you know that's Jeeves. When they wanna know, they just ask Jeeves. When they want that flow, they just ask Jeeves. When they need that dough, they just ask Jeeves. Holla at your boy, you know that's Jeeves. Hit your boy up, you know that's Jeeves. Holla back, FEB. Come get it, y'all, it's VIP. The style that go down, man, can't you see? Words hypnotized like BRGs. Knock the socks off like 1, 2, 3. And turn me up, yeah, you know Jeeves. Don't give a fuck, yeah, you know me. On the grind, know it's shine in the zone. I'm a throne spitting through the microphone. Raging high level testosterone. Ain't fucking with human growth hormone. It should be whack, you wanna stay toned. Natural, Mike Geronimo, anything else that you wanna know? The same code, bro, says Jeeves, yo. When they wanna know, they just ask Jeeves. When they want that flow, they just ask Jeeves. When they need that dough, they just ask Jeeves. Holla at your boy, you know that's Jeeves. When they wanna know, they just ask Jeeves. When they want that flow, they just ask Jeeves. When they need that dough, they just ask Jeeves. Holla at your boy, you know that's Jeeves. When you see me, know that's Jeeves. On your block, yo, holla at me. Baby DJ Khaled, I got the keys. Hop in my whip, come ride with me. Your boy Jeeves cruising on the freeway. Live the good life, mindset all day. When I do Jeeves, things come my way. Swagging with my fitted on sideways. My flaws never ever going outweigh my talents possessing, fuck the hate. In this game, it's been a long way. Blowing up soon, cause my style great. Just in time, no, I don't be late. In this bitch, trying to set the facts straight. Any more questions that wait? Hey yo, come and ask Jeeves, mate. When they wanna know, they just ask Jeeves. When they want that flow, they just ask Jeeves. When they need that dough, they just ask Jeeves. Holla at your boy, you know that's Jeeves. When they wanna know, they just ask Jeeves. When they want that flow, they just ask Jeeves. When they need that dough, they just ask Jeeves. Holla at your boy, you know that's Jeeves. I'm the grizzly, yo, it's that boy Jeeves. No stopping me, do what I please. Money on my mind, not my enemies. And counting bars like I be counting cheese. Dropping hooks like I be dropping threes. Pull up in the club, little homies. Say what's up to me, the one and only. Jeeves be, yeah, yo, they know me. When I put it on, always got the heart of a champ, dedicated from the start. Till the finish line, never fall apart. When I'm down, get back up and start. My game plan dominate, I can part. Like songs in the verses and making art. The DMV, it goes so hard. Ask Jeeves, hell, no disregard. When they wanna know, they just ask Jeeves. When they want that flow, they just ask Jeeves. When they need that dough, they just ask Jeeves. Holla at your boy, you know that's Jeeves. When they wanna know, they just ask Jeeves. When they want that flow, they just ask Jeeves. When they need that dough, they just ask Jeeves. Holla at your boy, you know that's Jeeves. Yeah. You know, get it poppin', this motherfucker. Yeah. When they want to know, when they want that flow, when they need that dough, they just ask Jeeves. Word is bond to everybody fucking with me since day one. You know how to get it on. You just gotta ask Jeeves. You know what I'm saying? Much love to y'all. I'm out.
So what's up? So what's up? We back. And that was that Ask Jeeves by Jeeves B himself. Right. So what was the inspiration behind that track? What made you lay that down and go in the studio and be like, yo, this is it. This is the one I'm gonna put out there. This is the one that I believe in.
I just randomly like came up with a jingle myself, and I was trying to find like an exclusive instrumental from some random beat maker online. I've been playing like an album called Ask Jeeves ever since high school, and I finally was able to, you know, think of put the jingle to like match this beat.
Okay.
And it just, it's a signature song basically, like in reference to your stage name.
Yeah, so you took the time out to basically with your song make sure that this particular song itself, that throughout the song you mention your name so that it becomes, it's a great marketing scheme to be able to put it together in a way while they're bouncing to the beat, that they identify the bounce with your name, and then now they're saying your name repeatedly. It's definitely a great way to get the attention of people that didn't know who you were until they heard your song.
Absolutely. Even Joe Budden can remember the hook. As soon as I met him, I just spit the hook and the first verse, and I did the same thing to LL Cool J. so I can like present my most original work forward. I feel like it's so much better to spit your own shit as opposed to just like a freestyle off the top, just so they know you're not just like a avid freestyler or a rhymer. Like I want them to think I'm an artist.
Okay, so with your music, what do you want to depict to people that listen? Because you know that there's always, no matter what it is, it could be a fun party track, it can be, you know, a real intimate track, something really street. There's always a message. But what is it that when you make music that you're trying to get across that you want people to know about you?
I want people to know that I can be like deeply emotional, like very focused on the lyrics that go well with like the boom bap or even the funk or the East Coast vibes. And yeah, ask Jeeves, you could go play that in a club or a party, and like people will be dancing to it.
So
Because
have you?
it gives off that, that song by G-Eazy, No Limit.
Yeah. So have you
That's
have you
kind of
performed
bounce,
anywhere?
no track to it.
Yeah, have you performed anywhere?
Of course. Town shows in my high school, music fests in high school, some hip hop events in college, and open mic nights in the community.
Okay, so how are those type of events for you? What is it that you feel, or do you feel that as an up and coming artist, those things are truly necessary?
It gives me the wonderful practice to have the guts to perform in front of so many people and not be intimidated by all those people in attendance who are listening to me. I just want to present to them my best craft while being able to move the crowd, like rock him. And with that jingle, Ask Jeeves, that's a joint that could definitely, how do I say it? Get crowd participation. I just point the mic to the crowd and have them say Ask Jeeves, and over time when people know the song, I could do the same thing like during the verses.
Okay.
So that's a good MC, somebody who can uplift the crowd. It shows like confidence, swagger,
Now with with speaking to you, I noticed that you reference a lot of classic hip hop terminology. So it definitely seems like you're a student of the game.
You
And
got it. Definitely
yeah,
try to study the OGs, meet them in person. If you scroll across my IG, you will find me posing with so many of them.
so you're out there. You definitely got your feet to the pavement and you're making moves.
Hell yeah. The benefit of this is to show your favorite artists and the ones who are up there in the industry that you're somebody wants to present yourself to them so you can build a connection with them and get your name heard. Like Joe Budden, for instance. Now people who I don't even know personally know who I am just because of my encounter with him. Same with LL.
Yeah. So where did you actually encounter Joe Buttons?
In Baltimore.
Oh, he was just randomly walking down the street, or it was at?
No, it was meet and greet, and I bought a ticket in advance.
Oh, okay.
So I'm all about the meet and greets when it comes to shows. If there weren't a meet and greet, it wouldn't be worth my time really.
Yeah. So out of the artists that are out today, or even some of the past artists, who do you think are some of the greats that you listen to from time to time when you really want to go back to hip hop, really enjoy the music?
Great question there. Like my favorite group personally is the Def Squad. And I really, really enjoy listening to Keith Murray, Eric Sermon, Redman. And all the artists from that era are in my top 10. Like I love KRS-One, I love Master Ace, I love LL Cool J, I love even guys like Royal Flush, Tragedy Gaddafi, Mike Geronimo, Cormega, Large Professor.
Now,
That sums up my top 10.
yeah. Now, do you think that there's a reason why some of the greats are coming out with new music now? Like there's been a decent influx of music from a lot of the artists from the late 90s, early 2000s. We got Cassidy, we got Yo-Yo, we have uh Redman just put out something new. Method Man just
Slap
put
shit
out
out,
something.
Joe.
Yeah.
And
So
two other twins on the same day.
yeah. So it's like what do you think is the reasoning behind that right now?
They want to show that once you're an artist, you can put out material content for the rest of your life. And you can still, people who've been fans of you for a long time, you don't want them to think you're outdated. I see Joe Budden has not putting out music at the moment, but I see him returning one day.
Yeah, and well, he got a lot of other things going on.
Podcasting.
Podcasts, television. That he's making money other ways. And I would say one thing about Joe Buttons actually, I would say that he was underrated in the industry, and people don't tend to like him as much. Never understood why, but he tends to have this unlikable characteristic of himself, but he can make music. Now, what do you feel about battle rap taking the forefront of a lot of this hip hop?
I'm a huge fan of it personally, just because it's the most entertaining and it's pure like hip hop. It's straight bars from both opponents.
Yeah,
It was basically what I watched as a teenager, and what made me very interested in hip hop. And back when I started rapping, I used to battle my peers.
and so you grew up in North Virginia your whole life.
Yep.
So, do you think that you're gonna take your show on the road? Well, you can't do it right now, but you can't do it right now, but eventually.
Yeah, once I have a bigger discography, like my upcoming album, Ask Jeeves, I would love to, travel like up and down the East Coast, preferably up, because I've been in New York and I like a lot. It's like I feel like it's the best place for hip hop for generation before mine, like the golden age, old school era.
Yeah,
it would fit in. It would fit in that state, even though I'm a DMV native. But people from my area too, putting out the same style as me.
But I think it's crazy because the first time I heard the DMV, I'm like, what the hell is that? I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was. I definitely didn't know what it was, and I'm like, DMV, like Department of Motor Vehicles, right? Because the DMV, that's what it stands for out here. So, I'm like, oh, okay. But I noticed that the DMV area has its own way of its own style. Yeah, I would say its own style, and they're able to brand themselves in a way. And there are a lot of artists that I've come across from there that actually have some serious skills, and you guys tend to be very tight knit when it comes to stuff. Very supportive of one another and things like that. And then having those three states that actually rock together is freaking amazing. I think it's freaking cool. So do you see yourself in Delaware and Maryland actually performing?
Maryland per se.
Maryland, so no Delaware?
And I feel like there wouldn't be many hip hop shows there. But if it were in Maryland, probably Baltimore, just because it's like only an hour away from where I live.
Okay. Well, yeah, they say Delaware is very small. It's like a blip on the map. So, but where would you see yourself if you had the opportunity to actually perform at a New York venue of your choice? You know, perform your album, and you were given 15 minutes to perform. What venue do you think would fit you the best, or the iconic venue that you would want to perform at the most?
Wherever any of the golden age legends perform. And I'm not familiar with too many venues in New York like that, but rather the ones in DC I have better knowledge of because I've attended a lot of them.
Okay. Um. So we have SOBs, right? SOBs is one of those places that a lot of up and coming independent artists perform. The stage, the ability to perform is beautiful. It's an epic moment in itself. So if you were to ever to perform in New York, I think that would be one of the top ones. But there's this place called Five Spot in Brooklyn that a lot, many independent artists perform. It's definitely more of a home type vibe. Ryan always has showcases there, events there. It's freaking great. Um, and there's also Black Dawn. So these are things that you should probably put in your Rolodex somewhere or type into your phone and actually look to perform at some of these places when you actually get a chance, when we're no longer on lockdown and COVID-19 is not the main well, it's not even the main focus anymore, but a focus in the country.
Webster Hall is also a place I know of. Sony Hall.
Yeah, Webster Hall, I think it's still open. That is like one of those freaking places. There's a lot of places in New York that you can't perform. Definitely a lot of places. So I think personally, especially in this day and age, as you're putting together your album, finishing it up, getting it mixed and mastered, and you have your acts Jeeves, I think that there should be a visual. A
There's
vi-
already a music video out.
oh, there is a music video out.
Yeah, it's got Joe Budden in it. Like all the clips of me meeting him and then him talking about me on my podcast.
Oh shit! Wow, that's dope. That's definitely dope. Because I think that in this day and age, putting out music is great, but the attention span of individuals are very short. So being able to give them the audio to listen to, but also push the visuals, actually help them understand you more because it gives them an outlook on the way you see things. And I think that with your style and the way you make music, the best understanding would be through a visual as well with the audio.
100.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I definitely like love to shoot videos like in the DMV like that, and I always like to make like videos kind of reminiscent of, even though they never will be like videos shot in the 90s or 2000s, but a lot of good ones you see out there today. Just being very like picky, critical on like scenes, because for some reason I think a lot less effort is put in like some videos as opposed to like the old ones. They were a lot more consistent, in my opinion. A lot of the vintage like music videos.
well with the older music videos, we didn't have all this technology and editing, right? All this back end editing, you can add all these different elements and effects to videos nowadays, and then a lot of the effects are overused to actually cover up the lack of creativity or even the lack of skill that the videographer has. Back in the 90s, the early 90s, early to late 90s, early 2000s, you needed a production crew. You needed people that actually knew what the hell they was doing to actually put these things together. And it took a lot of work, a lot of effort, and creativity was was astronomical. Like I've met Benny Boom, and knowing that some of the work that he's done throughout the years and people that he's worked with, and just being able to listen to him speak about the creativity and the aspects and the thought process and everything, it's like videographers that have to be able to match the artist as well, because if they're not feeling your vibe, they can't depict what you're trying to put out there, and their vision has to kind of mesh with yours to put out a great video.
100. Same thing with like mixing and mastering. You always got to come to a co-agreement. Like it's not fair when one person's ideas like outweigh the others, and in the end, there were what they put out is like more sloppy and laughable. That shows like creative differences.
Yeah. Have you run into an issue where your the actual instrumental, the beat in the background, and your vocals get washed out by the actual instrumental and the beat with a lot of these mix and masterings? I have noticed that a lot of the engineers are not properly doing things, and they're putting out bad quality work. Have you come across that thus far?
Absolutely.
And how do you
Either either they trying to think, they don't follow directions when it comes to a reference track, or they make something too loud or too soft, or one person's vocals might be louder than the others.
and how do you as an artist address that?
Take my time, and definitely want to as a artist, like when listening to other people's music, I've learned to like have a better ear when it comes to understanding mixes and masters that are like released at the top, and get ideas from those, and kind of see like what the engineer does in terms of like, planning doubles like strategically, knowing when to throw in ad libs, stuff like that. Like you don't want a song to have none of those, otherwise it'll sound so flat that the listener will not feel a vibe. Doubles always gives a flavor, as do ad libs.
Yeah, definitely. And
So that's what professionals do.
yeah, and sometimes I think that with this era being the way that it is, and there's a lot of self-taught people, which I don't think there's anything wrong with being self-taught, especially in the music industry, or an engineer, a beat maker, a videographer, and things like that. I just think it's important to study your craft. Um, there's a lot of things that I was self-taught in, and I've always done my homework. And but I think that people chase a title more than they chase mastering the craft. People are quick to call themselves an engineer when they only mixed one track, you know? So with your upcoming album, is it a self-titled album?
It's gonna be called As Jeeves, just
Which
like the song you just heard.
yeah, so I think it's more like a self-titled album. Almost your name is in there.
Yeah,
Uh Definitely. So how many tracks are we gonna or we're gonna have the honor to listen to?
10. I always like to make 10 for an LP and 5 for an EP. And I don't want to make like an LP like too short but not too long, right in the middle. So you can hear it for a good 30 to 40 minutes. I don't like an album eclipsing like over an hour.
Okay.
So it gives more, so a listener can listen to it over and over again without having any ear fatigue.
I got you. And the average length of a track, you would say, would be about how much?
For between like 3 and 5 minutes.
3 and 5 minutes. Now, I've noticed that in the era today with music, there's a lot of short tracks that actually run about 2 minutes. How do you feel about that as an artist, someone that takes the time to write lyrics and go into the studio and, get your stuff mixed and mastered?
I'm definitely a fan of short tracks because you're you don't have to worry about getting like ear fatigue when you listen to something for too long for the first time. It's like you can grasp it quickly. If you're trying to listen to like a rapper's delight or 300 bars, that it's hard to keep up for that long.
Hey, 300 bars is a lot of bars, brother. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
18 minutes.
Yeah. So, where do you see your career going? Because, you put in this work, 15 years, you've been rhyming and rapping, performing, making music. Where do you see it going? What is your end goal? What is it that you want for Jeeves?
I just want to be a contributor to hip hop world, fulfill my dream, and like after like in 15 years, I like when I like get kind of old and I'll be like busy with my personal life and like my 9 to 5. I still would love to, perform my old songs and every now and then put out new music so I can like show people I can like stay up to date. I'm not outdated.
Okay,
A lot,
so
a lot of old school guys do that.
yeah, so your goal is not to get signed or anything like that. If it happens, it happens. If not, you just enjoy making music.
Yeah, well, you don't need a record label in this day and age unless you're trying to become like a superstar. But the blessing of being independent is that you have complete creative control over what you want to do. You don't got to worry about like a record label controlling all your ideas, your work, and even if your shit's dope, they don't release it for whatever reason. I take Cormega and Large Professor as good examples. They are dope to me. They're my top 10, and I love listening to their music, but they got screwed over by their labels.
Yeah, and you know, the other day I was having a conversation with Cassidy, and he was actually saying that you know, with this day and age, the only thing you need labels for, well, the only things you needed labels for back in the days was distribution because they were actually printing up tapes and CDs, and it would cost $2 million to print up $3 million to print up your EP or your LP, and you didn't have that money to distribute it to stores, so that's what you needed them for. Or with everything being digital, like things like companies like DistroKid, you pay a membership fee, you upload your stuff, and they distribute your music to all the major platforms for a fee. So, or it's up to you to promote it and push it, but you don't need a label because you're getting paid based off streams, and if you push it enough, you'll get your money. And you didn't sell
Yeah,
your.
I use DistroKid actually, but it might be a good idea to make some physical copies so you can give them to your personal friends, or when you open up at shows, you can sell like see physical CDs and other merchandise.
Now I got a question for you.
Yeah,
How many cars are equipped with CD players nowadays? Do they still have those in cars?
Yeah.
They do. Because, I've run into artists that instead of giving out CDs, they actually sell USB thumb drives. I don't know what the cost difference is between a CD, printing a CD with the case and the artwork versus a thumb drive, but there is some relevancy with the thumb drive.
I like the CD because it gives you like a personal connection with whoever wants to buy your work, and then it strengthens a personal like a relationship. Like for instance, like some dude from like Times Square back in '07. I still kept his mixtape and I still bumped it and I reconnected with him over social media.
Oh, that's definitely. Well, yeah, because with a thumb drive, you can easily just erase what's on there and put whatever you need on there at the moment, right?
Yeah, I
So,
don't find that effective at all. Just the
yeah,
CD is the way to go.
CD's the way to go.
It's more exclusive, I feel, in terms of the way you're giving out your music. Old fashioned.
Okay, so wait, because we're coming to the end of the interview. So I just want to make sure we get some things out. And I want to ask you the specific question. If you had advice for a new artist that was coming out or someone that was afraid to really put their music out, what would be your advice to that individual?
Good question here. Well, if you're trying to like present yourself professionally, you should never be scared. You should like have the confidence to believe in yourself, know that you're the shit despite all the haters out there. I look at Soldier Boy as an inspiration.
Yeah.
So many
Soldier.
people clowning on him or Ja Rule too. Like a lot of people clowning on him, but they don't give a fuck and they just do what they do.
Yeah, definitely. So you want to give everybody your social media where they can find you, how they can follow you, what platforms they can find your music on?
Absolutely. Just search Jeeves B and I upload to DistroKid for now, so I'm available on all like music streaming platforms.
So that would be what? That's we got Title, we got Apple
Apple
Music.
Music, Spotify,
What else is there? There's a bunch out there.
Google
SoundCloud,
Play, I think.
Google Play, right? Google Play. Um,
But I never pay attention to how many people like stream the music or bought the singles yet. Like I feel like I'm too young, too early to focus on that. It's better to focus on that once you have like an album out. Then you can start focusing more on the results.
and what would be your means of promotion with you being a fairly new artist to the industry and putting out your first album? What would be your means of promotion and marketing?
Social media, word of mouth. It's
Do you have
because of social media, it's so easy to promote yourself like over the internet and in people's phones.
Yeah, it's just real easy. You got millions and millions of people that you can get in their pockets real quick.
And
Very
linking up with big names like Joe Budden really improves your chances of like getting heard.
yeah,
Now
definitely.
he knows who I am, and people I don't know personally know who I am because of him.
And that's great. And that's great. And I'm glad that Joe Button still is able to do what he does and give opportunities to independent artists like yourself because that's how the industry has always worked. That's how word of mouth has always been, and it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, the Joe Budden meet and greet. I just thought it was gonna be a photo with him, and I didn't even think I was gonna get time to spit to him.
Yeah, but it's freaking, it's great. It's definitely great, and I'm glad that your journey has been enjoyable for you, and you're continuing to push on, and it's always great. And you being able to meet individuals like Ryan, where Ryan introduced you to myself, and as you're going through the industry and you're meeting all these different people and building these relationships, is great, especially with you being as humble as you are.
I appreciate it. I definitely love like meeting people like you, talking people like you about like my story and my craft.
Yeah, it's definitely great. So we're gonna play that track one last time, and then we're gonna get up out of here. And I definitely want to say thank you very much for being here with us today.
My pleasure. Keep in touch. Definitely keep posted on.
And you got a YouTube channel where your videos are being shown?
Yeah, just search Jeeves B and you'll find me.
Okay, that's wonderful. So everything, so you're doing the right thing. Everything is where it needs to be, and the places where it needs to be. Everybody knows to find you in those places. Now, you want to spell Jeeves B for them, just in
Yeah,
case.
JEEVZ space B, like Cardi B, Bun B, you know.
All right, that's dope, my brother. So we're gonna play this next track, and then we're gonna get up out of here. I appreciate you very much.
My pleasure.
I knew it's been a long time coming. Been one drop shit, yo, love to hear. Go a little something like this. Yeah. 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 When they wanna know, they just ask Jeeves. When they want that flow, they just ask Jeeves. When they need that dough, they just ask Jeeves. Holla at your boy, you know that's Jeeves. When they wanna know, they just ask Jeeves. When they want that flow, they just ask Jeeves. When they need that dough, they just ask Jeeves. Holla at your boy, you know that's Jeeves. Hit your boy up, you know that's Jeeves. Holla back, woo woo, FEB. And come get it, y'all, it's BIP. The style that go down, me and can't you see? Words hypnotized like BRGs. Knock the socks off like 1, 2, 3. And turn me up, yeah, yeah, you know Jeeves. Don't give a fuck, yeah, you know me. On the grind, know it's shine in the zone. I'm a throne spitting through the microphone. Raging high level testosterone. Ain't fucking with human growth hormone. It should be whack, you wanna stay toned. And natural, but you're on a mofo. Anything else that you wanna know? The same code bros ask Jeeves, yo. When they wanna know, they just ask Jeeves. When they want that flow, they just ask Jeeves. When they need that dough, they just ask Jeeves. Holla at your boy, you know that's Jeeves. When they wanna know, they just ask Jeeves. When they want that flow, they just ask Jeeves. When they need that dough, they just ask Jeeves. Holla at your boy, you know that's Jeeves. When you see me, know that's Jeeves. On your block, yo, holla at me. Baby DJ Khaled, got the keys. Hop in my whip, come ride with me. Your boy Jeeves cruising on the freeway. Live the good life mindset all day. When I do Jeeves, things come my way. Swagging with my fitted on sideways. My flaws never ever going outweigh. My talents possessing, fuck the hate. In this game, it's been a long way. Blowing up soon, cause my style great.
Damn!
I think you can hear me. Aha! You can hear me now, right? All right. So definitely, we come to the end of your interview, and we definitely gonna keep in touch. I definitely want to you to send me some of your new music well, the rest of the music for the LP when you drop it, and also once we get it all set up, people that visit the website can learn a little bit more about you because you up there on the website. You're featured on WEMSradio.com, so people can see and actually keep in touch with you. So it's a wonderful thing. So anything you want to say to people before we get out of here?
I'm so happy to be interviewed by you, and definitely want people to keep up with my music going forward.
All right.
And just holler at me on the gram. That's where I'm the most approachable.
Definitely. All right, my brother. Salute. We out of here. Take it easy. Yo, what's up, my people? We back. We back like the crack dealer that's cooks crack. Gonna be on the corner. All right, so what we gonna do is we gonna get into our little Ear to the Street segment like we do every week on Wednesdays, playing that independent music and giving it the critique that it needs. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. If you send it to me, I might just blow up your spot. I'm just saying, because I'm about my music and I take this serious. So if you're going to send me some music and it's not it, everybody that listens to the show is going to know it's not it. So let's get into this new joint. Excuse me. We're going to get into this new joint by what we got here. What we got here. Yo, we got Be Elise, Potential. Here we go, y'all. Yeah, Be Elise. She doing it for y'all. Brooklyn.
So potential. In and out of town, I keep potential. Ride around the city, started in the rental. Talking about that money, always in the middle. Always on the go to work out my potential. Live up to the part I know that I was meant to. It's all potential. In and out of town, I keep potential. Just all a mental. How that in my garage is fall. Turn my back to simple. Never thought that I'd be a star. But then my diamonds twinkle. Pray the Lord bless me a temple. Dancing to my tempo. Got ambition and got a pencil in the pad. I used to vet through money making shit. Don't stress for pinching pennies. Leave it dental. Then I'm spewing through my dental. I be on my shit too. With niggas I know it's potent. Like us poets only speaking. They been too quiet. My drama is mental thoughts that's filling up my temple. Heat to demons told me blow you back to wherever they sent you. Inspiration, I'm renewing it. Releasing like I'm moving it. Came from all the foolish men here licks like I'm screwing it. So potential. In and out of town, I keep potential. Ride around the city, started in the rental. Talking about that money, always in the middle. Always on the go to work out my potential. Live up to the part I know that I was meant to. So potential. In and out of town, I keep potential. My disposition, I don't feel so it's thug and love will kill quick, tongue and real. When they talk, they switch and walk a real. I don't exercise, no trust, I'm real stiff. All the cheese, I'm a Mac indeed. I play the game, even though it's sleeves. I roll the dice after I roll my sleeve. I know the means, I ain't doing shit for free. You know the fee, that is all I need. Peaches and cream, 112 at the scene. Booty twerking, she know she mean. Bouncing harder for a baller. So potential. In and out of town, I keep potential. Ride around the city, started in the rental. Talking about that money, always in the middle. Always on the go to work out my potential. Live up to the part I know that I was meant to. It's all potential. In and out of town, I keep potential.
Got that new Phoenix. Yeah.
It's money.
open, I'm not joking. I'm gold roping, everything I rap golden. A cracked rim, the closest that I've been to heartbroken. Never not focused, sipping liquor like my liver broken. That's how I get through the pain, but I ain't tripping. I be stressing about them capital gains. Y'all gon' remember my name, we both did it. We ain't did it the same. When I'm solo, it's class 1. When I sit on the plane, I'm out. Direct deposits, I don't know the amount. All I know is this year it's gonna be hard to count. I put that on my mama and them. When I die, I'm a legend like Obama and them. To keep it real, I eat rice with a spoon. I just heard my nigga got his gallbladder removed. You know that I'm cool. My other mans, he don't like to be schooled. And still, fuck them other people that was doubting me too. Real friends, yeah, I got me a few. I don't gotta talk about what we do. Put it on when I'm giving you jewels. I got the call, I gotta bust me a move.
Yeah.
It's money.
I've been on our side, keep slipping away.
Reaching over.
Keep your head in the game.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking the lies. You were like a phoenix, you will rise.
Prophet Radio.
Keep your head in the game. Baby, it's only way.
Yeah, word said that we're soft-spoken. That left me and my heart broken. Damn. Closed chapter, I was so open. We go back like New York City and gold tokens. For a moment, I had lost focus. That shit really felt like short notice. Mama told me never keep growing. You know it's forward where I keep going. Pain reap, I just keep sowing. So is lesson learned whenever taking losses. That isn't something that'll happen often. I'm using wisdom, so I move with caution. More action, I need less talking. Your mouth running like an old faucet. Nowadays, when we engage, I really feel you force it. Now I truly understand divorces. Word. Now I don't really like your vibe now. You liked it better with me tied down. So now it's solo when I ride out. You miss the boy? Let me find out. Them days gone like the leaves with the wind's breeze. I'm free like it's 06 and I'm Pimp C. Just know it hurt when I heard that you dissed me. Cause me and you were tighter than some slim jeans. I've been grinding all my life, we know you notice me. My head high, stand tall like them soldiers be. These words hit, check the potency. Like that was then, this the older me. Now I move with love at a slower speed. Look, we went through a lot, pushed through the pain. See, loving you never stops, but it ain't the same. Whenever I'm on this real, it don't go away. These memories live forever, they don't ever fade. Hey, I wish for you the best, we'll be forever straight. No.
Deal with the pain. I've been on our side, keep slipping away. Hold on the faith. Hold on the faith. Keep your head in the game. Keep your head in the game. Baby, through the heartbreak and the lies. You were like a phoenix, you will rise. Hold on the faith. Hold on the faith. Keep your head in the game. Keep your head in the game.
Yo, that's Nova, boy. Reaching Nova. What you talking about? You hear that? It's that type of music we need right now, y'all. And this is by my man Notes 82. You already know. No justice, no peace. We always hearing those sirens every day and every hour right now because of the injustice that's happened all over this country. And we need to make sure that we stand up for what we believe in. But you know what? We don't need to resort to violence and looting because the message becomes very unclear to see. And as they say in the Bible, an eye for an eye, but I always believe that if you take my eye and I take your eye, then we end up in blind fury because now we're going back and forth trying to take each other out. And before you know it, we don't even know what we're fighting for. And we can't even see what's in sight and a resolution in sight. And we just keep on going, attacking each other until there's only one of us left or neither one of us left on this earth. We need to stop that. We need to take the time to think before we react and do stuff with a purpose and have a solution in mind. A lot of times we just want to react. Fuck reacting. Let's put a plan together and move together as a unit.
Yeah, power to the people. Notes 82. I need y'all to listen real close to this.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Notes.
They'll never catch me slipping. Hands in the air, these cops is really on a mission. Cams on the dash, don't give a fuck about your feelings. Stand your ground, law, you see that shit is meant to kill us. Power to the people, look, you slinging it, I'm pitching. Words from my soul, I got an illmatic vision. Big had a dream, Pac really caught attention. Time to give it up, you see the flow is still different. Friends plotting tricks, you see I had to make decisions. Came from the bottom, look, the curve is just my vision. Concrete jungle like Nip, I'm more distinguished. Give the people truth and then they'll rip your soul to pieces. Time to give it up, I see the hate is more contagious. Really not concerned cause your mind is more vacant. Lies being told like we still segregated. My give it up vibe, no peace, I'm about to take it.
Yeah, where y'all at? Power to the people, stand the fuck up. We about to riot out here. They doing us wrong out here, man. What you gonna do about it? You gonna stand up?
Reality hits you with something about political issues created to get you or leave you on your block with this pistol. Tear through your tissues, won't even shed a tear when they miss you. Society's issue, send us overseas with the missiles. It's time for a breakthrough. Time to take the chains off our ankle. The system can break you. Free because our people was labeled. Dishonor can change you. Have you with the gun at your navel. Now he's disabled. All because his mental is hate you and sipping his Grey Goose. Rather have the mind of an angel. Visions are able. Seems like every cop is unstable. These bullets can take you and wonder why there's blood on your table. The family can break you, leave you in the coma, unstable. They ready to face you. Find out that your brother did hate you when life was a cradle. We'd rather live our lives in a stable. Nothing can break you unless you want the Father to take you. So tell me why we gotta die. Tell me why we gotta cry.
Where the fuck y'all at? We need to stand up. What's right out here? Yeah.
Back to the message at hand. My message, my plan. Bring the streets together. One mission, one stand. I'm really from the ghetto, but a one-man band. I'm all about the struggle, but it's time to give it back. Time to give you truth. Time to give you real. Black Hill Ave. I'm with Nico. Where's your stoop? Cause niggas got a dream, but they scared to get the loot. Brothers hating hard, but they never read a book. Youngins getting high, but that medicine is push. Time to get a job. No excuses. You should look. Your life is like a movie. At the end, death your look. You shook, then look. Defeat your Facebook. The world is full of dreams, opportunities, and all. Brothers screaming progress, but we focused on the fall. You're wrong. I see our future's actually strong. I finally see a change. Now just listen to this song.
Yeah. I just want to tell my people out there, man, we are done wrong on a daily basis. And you know what? It's time to stand up and do something about it. These cops are shooting people down in these streets of color. And you know what? I don't like it. You shouldn't like it either. So we gonna stand up. We gonna ride out here till everything is done the way it's supposed to be. Notes 82. Shit. New York City is under new management.
Put that fist up, y'all. See this black fist of fury? Stop playing. My man Striz.
Ready?
Brooklyn.
Black sun, black sun, black sun.
Yeah, Striz.
Shit lit.
Let's go.
Yeah, might do the Fendi for the winner. Mask on, you know niggas get hungry in the winter. Yeah, bunch of goons hopping out the Sprinter. Everybody around me is a winner. No breaks, all that means is no stopping. When I pull up on the scene, your bitch watching. Can't sit and wait, rather get it myself. The gas in the jar come right off the shelf. Yeah, whole team, Gwenny probably heard that from self. Rope around your neck, you get tired yourself. Her pussy good, just wanna know if her mouth better. Pockets on provolone, I'm about to cheddar. So many ways to get money, how could you stay broke? No sleep, yeah, tell them to stay woke. Feel the shit in your veins, nigga, this straight dope. Yeah, you know my shit lit. 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 You know my shit lit. You know my shit lit. So much money, no time to catch feelings. New V, no ceilings with your bitch in it. Never catching with a fake at. I'm I'm on the blocks, it ain't safe fact. In the Fonto, that's straight gas. What's in my cup, that's straight yak. Probably the Deuce. Clips make a move. Talk the wrong way, off with this coupe. Yeah, you know that shit hit. Make them run up on him for the change. Lot of smoke in my lungs like fuck pain. Dope boy, but not the Pillsbury. Make them send bullets like Hail Mary. You niggas fake funny, yeah, Jim Carrey. Late nights, yeah, shit get scary. Yeah, you know my shit lit. 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 You know my shit lit. You know my shit lit.
Yeah.
My man.
Remember them street lights, under the street lights. We hustle from dusk to dawn, we really living that street life.
Elijah Van Gogh, y'all. Elijah Van Gogh.
We in the field, down for the trail, living that street life.
Living that street life. WEMS Profit Radio, 6 to 8 p.m. every week. Stop playing, y'all. Ain't nobody like us.
Look at the street lights. We in the field, down for the trail, living that street life. I'm from a place where shit get real and niggas don't make it out. I'm from a place where niggas get killed while they on their paper route. I've been cooking on the stove with it. Phone ring cause he knows itching. Can't be broke, got to go get it. Wasn't handed, I'm a go getter. Niggas switching, they some whole niggas. Half a bird to a whole pigeon. Got ambition with a whole vision. Get the money in the void prison. In the booth for the stove whipping. Mama told me to slow down. It's the way that we chose living. Remember them street nights, we was under them street lights. Cold winter, my niggas was into them street fights. On the world like your snow, nigga. If it's trouble, then we gon' clip them. Young boys, you gon' hit them gang.
She like how I move, she said, whoa, ay. Shake my shoulders, then I walk. Ay. Do my dance, then I walk. Stay Gucci down to my toes. She said, can I have your heart? Baby, no. Heard he talking, load the clip, let it go. Boom, boom, boom. GGG. Yeah, my shooters trying to go. Got that work, you can get it for the low.
Yo, what up, my G?
Yo, what's it do? What it do?
What it do? You look like you pimping. You look like
something like that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, bro.
Something like that, you know.
Yo, you look like you on vacation somewhere, just
I wish
living your best life, just chilling.
I wish that was the case, man. I'm out here, man. I'm about to drive over to this protest out here, man. So, it ain't no vacation, man.
Oh, you out here in these streets.
Yeah.
I hear that. So for those that don't know you, I want you to, because I always tell my guests, yo, look, I can't introduce you better than you can introduce yourself, right? Because you just going to sit there, you going to do what you do, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, I wasn't going to do all that shit. So I need you to do that.
Yeah. What's good, man? It's your boy, the real Simba. Straight out of Money Earning Mount Vernon, man. That's that place where Heavy D-Fun, CL Smooth, we coming to you live and direct. Good music, man. Life-changing music. Just dope music, man. That's the vibe we bringing. I'm going to call my genre good music because I make everything. Reggae, R&B, trap, hip-hop, you name it, I got it.
Whoa. Hold up. I'm a little
yes,
upset.
Sir.
I'm a little upset now.
Said it.
I'm a little upset because I ain't getting no reggae, bro. Like it was.
Oh man, I got this hit that I've been sitting on. I got this track I've been sitting on.
Come on, man.
Oh man, it's crazy. It's coming next though. It's coming next.
All right, yeah, yo, because I see you said Money Making Mount Vernon. You know that's just a little up north from where we at. Well, from where I'm at. So there's a little up that way. But I noticed that I watched some of your videos, your visuals that you got out there. You ain't playing.
I can't be playing, bro. I gotta treat it like it's life or death. It's do or die at this point. You know what I mean? Like, it's no games.
So where did the name The Real Simba come from?
So the name, the real Simba, right? So like it started off like in school. Boom. So I used to wear like this cheetah bandana. And you know when you're younger and you wear a cheetah bandana, it's like kids, like they are, who you think you is, Simba? You think you're a lion or something? I'm like, my guy, this is a cheetah bandana, but you know what? I'm a rock with it. So like since then, like you know what I mean? So since then, people was calling me Simba. So then even like yo, my nicknames had changed so much, but that was the only one I liked. So I just kept rocking with that one. You get me? So and a lot of it comes from also Lion King. You know what I mean? And also the musical influence that I've had in my life. You know what I mean? Like Bob Marley, Jay-Z, J. Cole, people like this, like, you know, those type of musical influence. But the majority of it just being courageous and just having that like lion-hearted spirit and keep on fighting. And like, even if life knock you down, you gotta get back up and go get that shit. And not only that, it's like sometimes in this world you got people that want your demise. You know what I mean? They plot on you to fall, they plot on your downfall, they plot on all that. And at the end of the day, these are just obstacles that you got to overcome to become stronger. So like I just embody that whole the Lion King movie, the courageous spirit, all that, and I just rocked with the name Simba, man. That's a fact.
Yeah, because you know Simba had a lot. Simba had a lot to overcome, and
that's a fact. Yeah,
it's definitely one.
Hell yeah.
It's one of those, like when you hear the name Simba, I don't care what year you was born in, you automatically think Lion King, and you think of a lot of the trials and tribulations he went through. So it's a very powerful name to have. And then to put the real in front of it, I'm like, so they based the Lion King on him. This is what we're doing right now. Like, but
I never thought of it that way, but that's a good point.
like it definitely listening to your music, I can say that you're very confident in what you put out and what you do. So it's like, yo, this is me. Like, you'll like it or love it. You gonna listen to my shit and you gonna rock out. Like I'm sitting there and I went and I did my research and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh, okay. I clicked on another one. I clicked on another one. I'm like, oh shit, what's going on here? You know? but
that's a fact. That's a fact, man. Like you said, man.
Yeah, that
the
track.
How I Move track.
The new hold up, let me tell you what it is. How I Move.
Yeah, man, that How I Move track, like the way I came up with that track, and this is gonna sound crazy, but like me when I'm in the club, you see how my personality is on the song, how we talking right now, that's me. Like it don't change. If anything, it's gonna get worse. I'm gonna be on tilt. I'm gonna be 1,000 times. You know what I mean? That's like just me out in general. You know what I mean? Like I come from a loud family. I got 9 brothers and sisters. So if you ain't screaming, you ain't getting heard. You get me? So like that's what all that
see why the Simba come from. I can see why the Simba thing resonates with you. Because you had a whole tribe, a whole pride, all that. Like it was so it ain't no joke. It's survival of the fittest. Whoever roars the loudest is the one that's gonna get hurt. Right? Definitely.
That's a fact.
Right. So see, better understand it. See, when you talk to somebody, you get to really understand how the shit play out. Because everybody has a nickname or uses a certain name, it came from somewhere. And when you take out the time to learn who that person is, you can really get it. And I can see that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. That's the message I'm trying to come across with, you know. So that means I'm doing the right thing, I guess.
Yeah, you're doing the right thing. And I could be mistaken, but I think you're driving in a Foreman right now, too. I'm just saying.
He's seeing all of that?
Well, you know, in my earlier life, I was definitely a car guy, and I used to turn wrenches for a living. And worked for Land Rover and worked at a dealership where they sold Aston Martins and Jaguars. So you know, I could tell the shit's stitched different. I'm just saying.
I was just saying it's something. We gonna say what it is.
Right? It's something. Right?
It's something light.
Light, not heavy. I hear you.
Not heavy.
Got that half and half going on.
Something like that.
So, how long you been doing this music thing, my G?
I've been doing music, and I keep it a buck, man. It might sound cliche, but for as long as I can remember, But I've only like really got into the nitty gritty and the business aspect, and like really trying to make this my career, my destiny, and all that. For probably about like 3 years, I was like, you know what? I really love this, and I got to take it serious because I feel like God put me here to show my voice. You know what I mean? Like so I could be heard and I could spread the message of what I want to spread. You get me? Like, and I tell people a lot of times, because a lot of times people's mindset is so limited that when they hear that, oh, I said I want to spread a message, and they hear the how I move, they're like, oh, but I'm like, but my guy, that's a party track. That's one song. You can't mix me up and say, oh, that's him. That's, you know what I mean? So like, that's why I say I'm an artist. You get me? I'm not a rapper. I'm not a singer. I'm an artist. Because at the end of the day, if I feel like I'm going to express my reggae soul, my reggae vibe, I'm going to do that. If I'm feeling R&B, I'm going to do that. If I'm feeling hip-hop, trap, I'm going to do that. Nothing going to limit me. You get me? So that's why I always said I'm an artist. I relate what I do to like guys like Drake, guys like Tory Lanez, like these people that can just make a hit no matter what it is. You get me? So like, I mean, it's crazy, man, because you're going to get me started. But at the end of the day, man, like, I'm just high energy, upbeat, man. You know the vibe.
No, but the crazy part is that just you mentioning Drake and Tory Lanez, like if anyone, if you don't know who they are, I don't think you even should be listening to this interview. But it's just one of those things, like knowing those two as artists and who they are. They those are actual artists. They can jump on anything, make music. Tory Lanez amazes me half the time because he could switch it up. He hits you with those bars.
Yeah.
Like next thing you know, he's singing. Like, wait, hold up.
That's a fact.
Like, it is crazy because in this day and age and the way the industry works, you got to be able to switch it up. So many people get stuck in their ways and they like, nah, this is who I am. This is my sound. I'm not going to do nothing else. And end up getting put in a fucking corner.
In a box, yep.
And there's a lot of artists. Like I tell you, I probably got some years on you.
I'm a young boy.
I probably got years older than you on some real shit. But there was artists that I was coming up with that they were like, nah, I ain't gonna do that commercial shit. I ain't gonna do this XYZ shit. I'm gonna stay true to my shit. And they got put in the corner in that box where you didn't hear them. And then the dudes that was like, yo, you know what? I could do this commercial shit. All right, I just gotta make sure I don't curse on the track. All right, let's figure my way around it. Yo, let me hop on this R&B joint and throw my little 16 in the middle and fucking bop left and right. Like, it give you recognition in areas that you didn't think. And people forget about Ja Rule.
Yep.
Ja Rule was one of those guys, like, Ja Rule was doing what 50 is doing now before 50 was out.
That's a fact. That's a big fact. And not only that, right? So look, and I like that you mentioned that, because you look at a dude like Ja Rule and look how his influence is still spanning to where you got dudes like a Boogie, Little TJ that's doing that same type of singing, rapping kind of style. You get me? So it's, at the end of the day, like, to be an artist, you have to somewhat be able to create your own kind of lane. Because what Ja Rule did was still rap, but he created his own lane. You get me? Like, so I always vibe with that. And that's like one of my main things. It's like, not only, and I like that you said, like, some people want to stay in their lane. Nah, that's not what it means. Like, you still got to be open, because the minute you put yourself in a box, you're going to limit yourself. You know, and you can't make good music with shackles on your feet. You got to be able to move freely in it with an open mind.
Yo, it ain't nothing wrong with trying new shit. Like, if you was with your shorty and she's like, yo, I'm tired of this missionary, I need something else. Right? Like, what you gonna do? You gonna switch it up? Right? You gonna switch it up. That's what you gotta do.
You gotta put her on a pretzel. You gotta put her on a pretzel. You gotta put her leg out her head. You gotta tie her up, put an apple in her mouth.
Yo, the cross-faced chicken wing you hold it, and she like, oh my gosh, I like this. But that's what you gotta do with your music. On some real shit, like, you gotta switch it up. You gotta be willing to try stuff. And the ones that are willing to try and even just take that step out there, it's like you open up a door. I've listened to artists that really like are very lyrical, like my man Ray Rav, and I heard he put out a track that was a rock and roll joint, and I was like, holy shit. But it takes it back to the Run DMC era, where they was doing that rock and roll type music, but they were still doing what they were doing.
Yeah.
To enter into different lanes. Like, I can't wait to hear your reggae joint. Like, I'm mad. I'm really tight right now. Like, I'm a little upset. I'm in my feelings because
they said that one was knocking. They said the reggae one better than the How I Move One. No cap.
See, and then I don't even got it. So it's like, yo, what's up? Like, this is kind of fucked up. Like,
coming soon.
Yeah, I'm just saying. We might have to do this again.
We gonna do this again. That's a given.
Yeah, for real. Because it's like, I love to see artists that are not afraid to jump into different arenas. It's like, yo, just because you slap box doesn't mean you can't get in the ring and kickbox. Like, yo, I might have to throw a kick or two. You might fuck me up, but you know what? I'm gonna get in this and we're gonna do this. And it's what's up because you know what? The more styles you know, the more it's possible for you to get to that not even a plateau, but to that height of your career that you can't be touched.
That's a fact. The more you do, the more dangerous and like just versatile you are. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, if you could do some trap joint, you sit there and you spit your mumble rap. You sit there, you got your bars. You sit there and you singing on some joint, and you got the ladies feeling. And we all know ladies got controlling power, but when it comes to so you know what, yo, you start singing to the ladies. That's it.
Yo, it's crazy you mentioned that, right? One of my biggest tracks that I've ever done is a track called Phone Line. And on that song is just like me singing, like vibing R&B. When I tell you, mind you, I was dropping like straight rap songs, hip hop, even like a pop here and there, right? When I dropped that, bro, I had girls like DMing me like, oh my God, I didn't know like you could sing. Is that you on the track? Oh, I really like your R&B stuff. You should do more R&B. Oh, you're R&B singing now? I'm like, no, baby, I'm an artist. But like, I'm glad you enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Like, so it's crazy because like you said, once the ladies love something, like Pac said, man, they, like you just said, like Pac said, they control the masses.
They do. And you know there's 20 of them to every one of us.
So I like them odds.
like for real, like I'm sitting there and yo, I'm spending these bars for this dude. And he ain't even buying the track. Like, he not even, we sitting there, we want to be hard on the block together. Yeah. Yo, you heard that? You heard that shit I spit yesterday? I spit that fire. Right?
Yeah.
And he don't even support you.
He don't support you. He don't buy no gear. He not buying no hat, no headband with you on it. He not even gonna buy the song. He probably gonna steal it or actually send it to him for free. The girls gonna buy the hat, the shirt, the t-shirt, the glasses, the poster, and they gonna buy it, and they gonna put their friends on. Like, get me, it's a whole different vibe.
And it's different. Yo, that's so I'm gonna play your full track. I'm gonna play it. We're gonna take the break and we're gonna play it, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk some more shit. Cause
let's get it.
Yeah, we're gonna get it for real.
She like how I move, she said, whoa, ay, shake my shoulders, then I walk, ay, do my dance, then I walk, say, Gucci down to my toes, she said, can I have your heart, baby, no, heard he talking, load the clip, let it blow, boom, boom, GGG, yeah, my shooters trying to go, got that work, you can get it for the low, I just don't know why they mad.
Probably heard I got a bag. No Uber Black, did 100 in the check. Hit the club, throw 100, now she clap. She don't want Christian Dior. She rather Versace and Fendi. Look like I got me a body, all red in the belly. Man, I got on my side. Diamond, no, you can't tell me. Why do I walk with a lip? Nigga, my pocket is heavy. Hey, lot of people talking on me. Let them talk. But these niggas do not know me. They don't know me. Hey, I shoot my shot till it's empty. I got that game in a frenzy. Got money, now niggas is friendly. Hey, she like how I move. She said, whoa. Hey, shake my shoulders, then I walk. Yeah, I do. Hey, do my dance, then I walk. Do my dance. Hey, Gucci down to my toes. To my toes. She like how I move. She said, whoa. Hey, shake my shoulders, then I walk. Hey, do my dance, then I walk. Hey, straight Gucci down to my toes. Shout to the Henny, I'm feeling it. Give me a bag and I'm flipping it. Give me a milli, I triple it. Buy me like Kish, I should triple it. Man, I'm fly, then I'm birdie. Millie Rock stay sturdy. I remember being broke. A lot of bitches used to curry me. Now they try to say I'm up next. Nah, baby, I'm right now. A lot of shit was going left then. You can say I'm all right now. Stay down with my day ones. Help me down to my day come. If you and I ain't friends, please don't come around here. Hey, a lot of people talking on me. Let them talk. But these niggas do not know me. They don't know me. I shoot my shot till it's empty. I got a game in a frenzy. Got money, now niggas is friendly. Hey, she like how I move. She said, whoa. Shake my shoulders, then I walk. Hey, do my dance, then I walk. Hey, stay Gucci down to my toes. Hey, she like how I move. She said, whoa. Hey, shake my shoulders, then I walk. Hey, do my dance, then I walk. Do my dance. Stay Gucci down to my toes. To my toes. Damn.
Yo, we had to get the Chris Tucker out with the damn after that one, bro.
You know the vibe, man. You know the vibe.
Yo, but I'm saying, like, yo, how is it when you hear your joints playing? Like when you at a venue or you out there or somebody drive by bumping your stuff?
Yo, it's like it's surreal, man. Like, to be honest, like the first track I ever made, I made in my house with, like, I think it was one of my old like the first iPhone or something like that. You get me? I posted it on SoundCloud and it got 2 views. And both views was me. You get what I'm saying? So, like, when I hear, like, because in the studio, man, like, I'm like, I love what I do. You get me? So when I'm there and I'm recording, I'm like, nah, it gotta be like this, it gotta be like that. And I told my engineer, like, yeah, plug this in. He's like, yo, you should try this, Sim. Like, boom, boom, boom. And we going back and forth and we vibing. And for everything to come together and, like, to hear it, you know what I mean? It's just like, yo, that's crazy. Like, to be honest, like I'll be out somewhere, like, it'd be somebody that I know playing the song. Or I'll go out, it'd be some random person playing the song, like, at, like, a party or something like that. And people be sending me clips. They be in their car bumping the song. They be outside bumping the song. And for me, it's surreal, you get me? Because I'm just a kid out of Mount Vernon, you get me? And, like, my music getting heard worldwide right now. So it blows my mind. And, like, I'm always trying to go for more. So I'm always like, yo, I appreciate where I'm at, but I'm like, yo, how we kick it up a notch, how we get to that next level. But for real, man, it's surreal, man. Just the feeling of it is surreal, like, that people are actually listening to my song. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, yeah. And when people hear it, they be like, yo, you know what some dude said to me? No cap, right? No bullshit. On God. Somebody played the song, right? And he's like, yeah, I heard this song on the radio. He was like, yeah. I was like, you heard this song on the radio? He's like, yeah, Little Uzi did this song. I was like, what? I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about right now? You get me? People in here, like, yeah, I heard this song. That's not new, this and that. Like, people always say that. I'm just like, nigga, that's my song. That's not your song. Yeah, it's my song. What do you mean it's not my song? You get me? So, like, it's like I said, man, it's a surreal film.
Yo, but it's crazy because, you know, I don't make music. I'm not an artist. I'm not a rapper. I don't do none of that shit. What I do, I think what I do as far as radio and everything else, that's my art. I'm unique in what I do. But to have people out there that are putting stuff out. And I think the best thing ever, especially because the way society moves nowadays and everything is very quick and it just moves so fast that it's very easy to get forgotten. And just to know that you have so many different flows to what you do just tells me that your career, your longevity is there. Like
Yeah,
it's
that's
definitely
what I'm aiming for.
And I want to ask a question. Was that a Wraith in one of the videos? I can't remember what video I watched because I watched so many.
About.
I'm just. Was that a Wraith?
Yeah, that was a Wraith. Black outside, all white inside, stars in the ceiling type shit.
Yeah. Oh, but
I'm gonna tell you something. It wasn't rented. It wasn't rented because I know a lot of people do the videos. No, it was not rented. I'm just putting that out there.
It wasn't rented.
It's not a rental.
And for some reason, when I watched the video, it seems like you was like downtown Times Square.
Oh yeah, I did some clips in Times Square. I did some clips in my town, all over. So I try to mix it in, but I wanted the highlights to be where I was from, and then also get like that city background. Because if you don't have Times Square in there somewhere, nigga, oh, he's not from New York. But I'm like, you know what I mean? So like, brought the dancers out, the girls out, all that. So it was a dope bit, man.
Yeah.
It was cold as hell that day. I'll tell you that.
It definitely was. So those was real bands that you had stuffed to the side of the hat.
Oh yeah, they was, bro. We don't do fake money. We don't do the fake it till you make it. It's keep it
no,
real at all times.
I'm just asking.
No, there's real bands. There's real bands.
You gotta. I've had artists call me talking about, yo, where can I get that fake money for my video? I'm like, fake money? What does that? Like, why would you put fake money in your video? And I don't know. That's what I said. Like, I don't know why you would do that, but that's what you want to do. I can't help you. I don't know nobody that sell fake money.
Listen, I'll tell you something, and I tell people this all the time. Before I do anything fake in a video, I just won't do it at all. I'll just do a video with me just walking in the street, rapping or singing, whatever it is, before I do anything fake. I always try to be 100% authentic with what I do. Of course, people want to see a little flash here and there. But aside from that, man, my videos is mainly me. I'm not toting no guns in my videos. I'm not doing that because that's not me. But like, aside from that, man, like, you gotta keep it 100,
Yeah, definitely. And, as you said earlier, you're on your way to a protest. So real quick, because I don't like to talk about it as much or it to be the main focus of a lot of things, because it is it's very sad. It's very sad of what's going on and what's been going on. It's not something new that we're sitting there we're protesting for.
Exactly.
This is hundreds of years of us speaking on something and trying to make a change. And
that's a fact.
And me personally, I could tell you, whenever I would get pulled over by a cop or encountered a cop, I was always feared for my life. I'm a big dude, and I already know, me standing outside my car or me being inside my car, I'm already a threat.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't want nobody to make a mistake and empty a clip on me. Like, I thought you was doing something, because if I'm in my car, you shoot me, shooting me from that upward angle, you hitting nothing but vital organs. I'm not living.
Hell yeah.
Like, I'm not living. So I already know, I've always been fearful of that shit. I had a cop ask me one time, he's like, yo, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. Like, my keys is on the roof of the car, all my windows are down, I got the interior light on, I got my hands on the steering wheel. I'm like, yo, bro, you don't gotta worry about nothing, because I'm not going nowhere. Like, my keys is on top of the car, I can't even drive off. Don't worry, I ain't going nowhere. Yeah. But it's years of dealing with shit. I was a teenager and had a cop tell me, I was walking my dog, I was 13 years old. Cop told me he was gonna make me eat my teeth for breakfast. And I lived on a corner down the block from a precinct, and I was standing on a corner where the cop had to pass by to go to the precinct to go home. and he just felt he wanted to stop and tell me he was gonna make me eat my teeth for breakfast. Like it's the craziest thing. Like I lived through this.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. And you know it's sad, and I said it today, and I'm gonna say it again. Like you said, this is not new. This is not new information. This is not anything that they haven't seen before. You get me? A lot of people have had a veil over their eyes to where they couldn't see this. And a lot of times it's because you're not black or minority, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Mexican. So they don't see it. They don't feel it. Me being a black man, I feel it and I see it every day. You get me? And you got to blame the media. You got to blame America for how they paint the narrative of black people being ignorant, being uneducated, being animalistic. You get me? So it's sad that so much innocent people had to lose their lives for it to be televised as it is, for everybody to be outraged. And it's crazy because as outraged as it's going right now, I'm seeing videos where you got people protesting peacefully and you got white people on the side of the street saying, oh, fuck you, go home. You get me? And in my head, I'm like, we out here protesting like for our lives. You get me? This ain't no other type of cause. This is our lives. You get me? This ain't, oh, tear down that Starbucks. We don't want the Starbucks. No, this is our lives. This is, yo, can we live? You get me? Can we live? And it's crazy that it's 2020. You still got to protest to have a life, to have a chance at life. And with all this said and done, you know what I mean? It's like, you still going to have that veil there because it's just where America came from.
It's crazy. I don't know if you've seen the video, but, you know, I was talking to someone the other day. Probably it wasn't today, it was yesterday. And he's like, yo, P. He's like, yo, do you know that a lot of these areas that they protested in, there's the same grade of brick materializing in these areas? And it's like, yo, if you put the weapons there and then you got the emotions flowing, like it's like putting a gun on the floor and people are protesting peacefully, but then there's something going on and it angers them. And then they see
and it's fear.
And then it's like, yo, I need to do something. And it's crazy. So there's a lot of outside influences that are painting a very bad picture for us.
And I'm gonna tell you something too, for you to highlight that, right? I'm gonna spin this crazy because I'm a deep thinker, you get me? So I try to go far beyond the point. Theoretically, what they're doing right now is premeditated murder. That's how I see it. Because an arson doesn't have to burn down the building, right? Like you said, an arson can provide the tools, the equipment and all that stuff, and then incite the idea to burn down the building. And at the end of the day, the person that's going to get charged is the person that actually burned down the building, right? That's how it's done. But what about the people that are thinking this out? Let's place these bricks here. Let's hit these people even though they're protesting peacefully. Let's force them to take up the brick. Therefore, we can say there was ample amount of threat onto us for us to use our weapons to kill these people or to harm these people or to shoot these people. And what I got to say is sometimes, in the words of Gandhi, in the words of Martin Luther King, sometimes you got to be above it. You have to rise above it. You get me? And this is why I'm an advocate for like the nonviolent kind of protest. You get me? Because they're just trying to spark the flame. They, like you said, they're trying to incite us. They're trying to set us up. So what we have to do is we have to see above that and not succumb to their level. That's what we have to do as people to actually get our way. You know what I mean? Like you said, man, they're going to spin it how they want to spin it. They're going to try to make us do this. They're going to say that we're doing this, X, Y, and Z. So we just got to rise above all of that.
And I don't know if you was paying attention to the news, but there was a paddy wagon that had, I want to say 3 officers or 4 officers in it that got a Molotov cocktail thrown at it, that the paddy wagon went ablaze. Mm-hmm. The woman that did it got arrested, but you know the woman that did it was white.
Yep.
She was white, so it's like why are you burning a fucking paddy wagon? You probably never been inside of a fucking paddy wagon. Why are you trying to set the shit on fire? And
so they blame us,
right? Because the first thing they're gonna do is, they trying to kill police.
Yep.
And And right now, I don't know if you know, but
National Guards, all that stuff. Yep.
we got the National Guard going on that they trying to bring to New York. They done cancel all NYPD officers' days off. And it's mandatory 12 hours of work. Now, I don't know if you ever had to work 12 hours straight. But come
aggravated, frustrated.
Aggravate what? So it's a recipe for disaster because it doesn't matter. You working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. Yo, by the time you get to your third day of work, you already hit your 40 hours.
Yep.
You want to go home and you won't go to sleep. Everything is going to aggravate you and agitate you.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And like I said, man, it's just crazy when you think about it. It's crazy because it's always been around. I've experienced this in my life growing up. You know how much times I tell people, yo, I get pulled over by the cops. And every time I get pulled over by the cops, I think today might be my day. You get me? Like, what could I do? What could I not do? What could they think I'd be doing for today to be the day that I go out? And then I'm not even scared for myself only. I got 9 brothers and sisters. I got a lot of nieces and nephews. I got a lot of cousins. I come from a big family, you know, and it scares me that my nieces and nephews that I'm trying to raise to be better and stuff like that, that somebody could just rob them of their lives because of the color of their skin. You get me? Like, and I hate to say this, but if it had been a white person, I don't think it would have resulted the way that it has. And we have documented cases of that. The kid that shot up the school and killed all these people, they brought him out the house in handcuffs. A guy that forged a check, you gotta put your knee on his neck. He's literally saying, I can't breathe. Like, imagine that thought going through your head. I can't breathe. I'm telling these people, get off my neck. And they just gonna watch me die. They gonna kill me. They gonna hear me say I can't breathe, and they gonna let it happen. The kid going for a jog, right? Running. Imagine, like, you can't even run in your own neighborhood. Like, you going for a jog, you trying to stay healthy, and somebody take you out for what? Because you're black?
Yeah.
Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about that.
Sad. And, you know, I always take it back to they you know, is referred to as a Black Wall Street. But that was the first attack on U.S. soil against American citizens in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where we were able to build a town of Black doctors, Black business owners. Everything was Black. Everything. And they deployed the U.S. military and bombed that town and wiped out everything. There was no existence of it. It's in the history books, but they never talk about it. But this is how powerful we are. Like I told you, I used to work in the automotive industry a few years back. And a lot of technology that you find in cars wasn't engineered by a white man. It was engineered by the Black and brown people. Engineered shit. They sat there and they make it happen. So that Bluetooth shit that you sitting there and your phone's connected to the fucking navigation system with all the bells and whistles, yo, that came from us because we always succeed and do what we need to do, because for us to survive, we've always had to do more.
Yeah.
There's nothing that was ever handed to us. It was like, yo, my last name is Torres, I gotta do extra. Yo, my last name is Johnson, I gotta do more. Like it's just what it is.
Yep.
My name is Shanat Mitchell. Like the shit just change up. Like all that. From even them looking at a resume we submit on resumes for a job, we gotta do more. Our shit gotta be extensive.
And you know it's crazy? You know it's crazy, speaking about the resume thing, man. Look at how that whole college admission scandal, where they was paying to get their kids into college. Their kids wasn't even doing half the stuff on the resume, right? Not even half the stuff. They had fake transcript, fake teams that the kids played for, right? And at the end of the day, it's like a Black person could have ran track, been the best in the country, best in the state, 4.0 GPA, and still get looked at as insufficient. Why? You get what I'm trying to say? Why is that?
Because of the color of our skin, bro.
We don't even start the race from the same standpoint.
No.
We start at 0 meters, they start at 100 meters in a 100-meter race.
Yo,
you get what I'm trying to say?
Yo, and it's definitely a fact, and it's sad that it's even like that. And there was a video on social media that basically had black, brown, and white people standing in a line, and they was like, "Yo, take a step forward if you grew up in a 2-family household. If you knew your father, take a step forward." If there's just so many things, and it was like the black and brown people were sitting at the beginning of the race, and the white kids was fucking 50 steps ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, okay, go. But the crazy part is that the black and brown kids that was all the way in the back that didn't even get to take a step was able to catch up to those motherfuckers that was all the way up front that was given a privilege.
Yep.
Because it's a privilege to them.
Exactly
and they take
that. That's exactly what it is too.
But we need to understand as people, with all the stuff that's going on, we need to understand our power. And we need to understand that the shit don't move without us.
Yeah, that's a fact.
If we chose to stop moving, this shit'd be over.
And this is what I want to say too, right? Because people right now, they rioting, and they quote unquote, they rioting and looting because, we looting Louis Vuitton because they don't support us, right? And they take all the stuff from Louis Vuitton and then they wear it. How is that? How does that make you a point? Because you're gonna wear the stuff you stole because they don't support you and give them free advertising, and then 6 months from now, like the whole thing's crazy, man. The whole thing's wild.
Yeah, it is. It doesn't make any sense. And it's like a lot of the people that are screaming what they screaming, it's like, yo, if we support our own and we spend our money and we support each other, it'll change a lot. Like, why do you think that hip hop is so big? Remember, hip hop was one of those situations that they was like, yo, it's basically a gimmick. It ain't gonna last long. It ain't going to this. It ain't going to do that. But hip hop makes a lot of money for the industries where you got Sony Music, you got Universal, you got all these big dogs in the mix, just trying to get a cut. And then they was like, yo, y'all motherfuckers is moving.
Yo, and you know why though? You know why they did that? Because hip hop is one of the only musical genres that influences the culture. You get me? It influences the culture. People see what artists are doing in these music videos. They want to do it. The lingo and the things they're saying, and they start doing it. Look at the whole look when Lil Wayne said, "What's poppin', Slime? Nothing, 5." Now everybody's like, "Yo, what's good, Slime? What's good, 5?" Not even knowing what it means or where it comes from. You get me? If you wear your hat sideways, when Wayne used to wear the baggy tees or the baggy jeans and the hat sideways, everybody was doing that.
Right.
You get me? And that's why they see this and they want to grasp this and they want to, sad to say, they want to be like us. You get me? That's the craziest thing.
Yo, and you know, you could look in different neighborhoods and it doesn't matter. Black, brown, white communities, hip hop influences every single one of them.
That's a fact.
Like a 360 deal is one of the worst deals you can ever sign to, because it's like we own everything you do, no matter what you do outside with performance, with your music, with everything. We get our bread first, you get nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would I sign that? Just to say I'm affiliated with you? Like, it doesn't even make any sense.
That's wild, man.
Yeah. So with your career, because it's like this interview went like super fast. Like this shit just flew by. It was like I felt like it was 10 minutes and we already almost an hour. But the career, like, where do you see it going? Because I heard you say something very smart earlier, and you was like, you know, basically your music's out there. You doing what you do. You getting your music out there. You started off with the 2 views, and that was you. but it's just different now.
Yeah, it's
Like,
a lot different now.
It's a lot different now. You moving a little different. You got your PR people behind you. You got shit being pushed. You got
Hell yeah, man. Like, think about this, man. When I started making music, I had no support. I had doubters. I had people laughing at me. Oh, everybody want to be a rapper. Oh yeah, you know what I mean? I had people really doubting me. I made my first track, people laughed at me, and I get it. It might not be the best work, but you got to start from somewhere. You get me? So I always use that to motivate me. You get me? And I looked at the music as a business point of view, because sometimes it ain't necessarily. It can't be all about me, because it got to be about the listeners at some point. But sometimes you got to give them the real. Sometimes you got to give them you. And the music game is so diverse, so crazy, that you have to know how to move, when to move, and what to say, how to say it. You know what I mean? So, like, now I got over 200, 300,000 views, 300, 400,000 plays. So in my head, I'm just like, damn, I came from 2. You get me? I came from 2, now I got 200,000. So in my head, it blows my mind. And it's just always about working. And I want my career to be whatever, if God allow it, I want to be top. I don't want to be top 5. I want to be that guy. I want to be top 1. Forget the top 5. If you ain't gunning for top 1, don't stop making music. You get me? Because that's what's gonna push you. You shoot for the stars, maybe you land somewhere amongst the clouds in the sky. You shoot for the moon, you're gonna land somewhere in the orbit. You get me? So that's what I want to be. I want to be the guy. I want to be number 1. It might sound cocky, it might sound crazy, but that's what I'm shooting for.
Nah, but that's what you want to be. Like me having my show and me doing what I do is like, yo, I come into this every day. Yo, I rock out. I'm the best. Ain't nobody doing this shit like me. I don't give a fuck what anybody say. It's like, nah, that's just what it is. I don't give a fuck about my competition, because they're not even competition.
Facts. That's a fact.
It's like you just existing in my space, but watch me as I walk on by, and that's what it needs to be.
That's
Yo,
a big fact.
And you being able to switch up gives you that advantage. Like, it's definitely, if I don't get that reggae track, yo, I'm a Mount Vernon, bro. I swear to you.
Nah, you got it, bro. You got it. You got it.
You
gonna get it.
Like for real, bro.
Get it exclusively. Don't worry, you got it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna bump your shit. I'll put that shit in 24-hour rotation. Yo, that's just nothing for me, bro. Like, that's just light. Like,
watch. You're gonna love it. I swear you're gonna love it when you hear that track.
Yo, that's what's up. It's something I might get some buns too, like on some.
Yeah, hell yeah. If you can't get no buns, no reggae track, it ain't a reggae track.
Oh yeah. So I got, yo, just throw it on and it's a wrap.
Facts, and it's a wrap. That's a fact.
I gotta send it to somebody personal. As soon as I get it, I'm gonna send it to the. This is what we getting down to date. All right. And that's what's up. That is what's up.
Facts,
yo,
facts.
So give everybody your social media, because yo, damn, we already came to an end. Like, it's it.
Yo, follow the kids, show love. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all that good stuff. The Real Simba, THEREAL SIMBA _. It don't get no simpler than that. The Real Simba, THEREAL SIMBA. Because there's a lot of fakes out there that spell it with a Y, that spell it with 2 I's, 3 A's. It's the Real Simba, because I'm really here. I'm the king. You know what I mean? The Lion King is here.
We were in the mighty jungle. Like, that's what we doing. Yo,
facts.
Man, yo, the Real Simba, yo, I appreciate you, bro. Nothing but love here. Yo, thank you for being on WEMS Radio. And
nothing but love, man. Thanks for having me, Brody.
Yo, for real, we're gonna do this, man. Yo, and stay safe at that protest tonight, man.
You sir, man. Safe up, man.
All right, man. Safe up. Later,
all
bro.
Right.